Alright, slating in 3, 2, 1. Howdy folks, it's Zach, and welcome back to my voice cracking. I'm sorry guys, it's been a really long day, and unfortunately my hobby sometimes interferes with my real life job, and my real life job I'm talking all day long. So by the time this, I get ready to do these videos, I'm kind of parched. So please forgive me for that. Anyway, we're talking about Star Ocean Anamnesis tonight, and we have a bunch of new notices that came out. So if you are looking at my screen, you'll see that we have, let's start at the bottom here. We have a new event, and this is, I think of it as the Star Ocean Anamnesis High School event. Really easy to get through, guys. I highly recommend everybody does this, probably as their first step, except for maybe a summon. We'll get to that in a minute. Super easy boss. Just really quick about this boss. Lightning elemental weakness, and it's a machine. So most of the people that you just got from your near event are all machine killers, and they have machine killer blades, or equip them with like a lightning katana, something like that. But or Summer Sophia, who I use as my healer, lightning attacks. All of that is going to do really well against here. He's also weak against fire. A lot of people use fire. Fate. What was his name? I want to say Clyde. That's not him. The star of Star Ocean 2. I can't remember his name. Anyway, a lot of people use fire. A lot of people use lightning. This is a super easy boss to go ahead and stun lock and have a really great time with. So as far as events go, I give it 2 thumbs up. The story was lame, but I didn't really come and go into it for the story. Easy prizes. That's what I like. And an easy grindable boss, also something I like. Next up, we also have 2 new units who have graced our presence, and this is Evelysse and Michael. I'm going to talk a lot about... I want to say a lot, and then it changed to a little bit. Okay. I'm going to talk a little bit about Evelysse and probably almost nothing at all about Michael. With this banner, it kind of sucks because we have 2 5-star base units that we're trying to get after. Evelysse, though, is the one to go all in for, guys. And I made the huge mistake of going all in on the near banner. Now, the near banner is great. There were great units, great weapons. I'd love to say there was no regrets until I saw that this banner was the next one, and I had virtually no resources to go after anything. That broke my heart. Why? Evelysse is the only unit in the game who can res knocked out party members. The only unit in the game who can do that. That is insane. Unbelievable. So if you're playing global, should you go all in on this character? Abso-freaking-lutely. At some point, even if you're just doing a solo version of a fight, you may run into something you can't handle, and having her as your healer for the group, she will heal constantly through the fight, and then her rush will raise knocked out party members. This increases survivability and, prevents the loss of resources, of energy and time when you are doing the multiplayer by so much when you can raise knocked out party members. Because let's just face it, man, when you do multiplayer, it's a mixed bag. You'll get some guys in there who are experts, and then you'll get some guys in there who maybe this is their first time and they don't know the fight yet. This gives you a lot of leeway for a lot of mistakes. If there's one healer you're going to aim for, I would say her. Now, a lot of people vote for Rena, and Rena can buff up your party and deal some good damage. She's not a bad pick, but she also cannot res the dead. Okay, to me, that is a paramount skill, and as I've been playing a healer through most of my multiplayer matches, I can just straight up tell you guys, a lot of people die. They just do. And you can still finish a fight with, 3, 2, sometimes you can even finish a fight with 1 if they're talented and know the fight. But the harder the fight, the more you're going to want a character like Evelysse. Now, as far as Michael, he's an attacker. He empowers himself when party members are defeated. Okay, I'd still rather have 4 party members up, especially if they're controlled by different players. Is he tough? I'm sure he is. It's one of those guys where I honestly, attackers at this point, we are so overloaded with really good attackers that I don't feel like he's the guy to chase after. It just so happens, though, that he's on the same banner as Evelysse, and Evelysse is somebody you should chase after. If you get him, I hope he's good and you can find a way to use him if you don't already have 2B, Fate, all these other good attackers, or have already chosen to play a tank or a healer. But Evelysse, she's really the prize, guys. If you're looking for a good healer, you don't have a good healer yet, this is the one. Go all in. Do what you need to do to get her. I certainly will be. Let me put it this way. I'm a free-to-play player. I would almost be willing to break out the piggy bank and take out an advance on my, my Christmas money that hasn't even come yet to pay for that unit. And she's only out for a couple weeks, so now the good news is I believe she stays in the unit pool. So unlike the crossover events like Nier and Valkyrie Profile, that those units don't really become available again until the next time the banner comes up, Evelysse, I believe, does stay in the summon pool. So you do have a chance of getting her in the future just as a random summon. But your best chance of getting her, obviously, is on the banner she's on. Now, as far as the two events that we've got going on, these are really, really straightforward. The Koro event, like I mentioned before, the boss is weak to lightning and fire. So many people do lightning and fire. Super easy story events. It's basically just giving you resources. If you're looking to summon Evelysse, get these done as quickly as possible. Grab the 5-star ticket rewards and just start trading in and hope that you get her. She's definitely worth it. Is this one worth farming? Debatable. Right now, it's actually the Michael event that has the prizes that I really need, but your mileage may vary. It depends on what you need. I will say this is, of the two events that they're talking about right now, this is definitely the easier one. At a Powerful Flow Attacks, Misery 2, I have had yet to be with a group that I didn't have an easy time with this fight with. So many people have Lightning, so many people have Machine Killer right now after the Nier banner that almost anybody you link up with in multiplayer and anybody on your friends list should have exactly what it takes to kill this guy and kill him very, very quickly. However, the Michael fight is a different beast. The Misery level 2 fight, even though it's enemy level 170, he hits like a freaking truck if people are not stunning him with ice elemental weapons. By the way, he's weak to ice. So if you have ice katanas, if you have ice fists, if you have ice daggers, if you have the gun, I want to call it the divine laser or whatever, that shoots ice attacks, if you've got characters that use ice elemental abilities, please bring them. I was in this fight twice today. The first time I had a group that did, and I actually brought in my own 2B who was equipped with light. With a sword that did have ice on it, and we chumped him. He just basically stands there like a punching bag, getting stun locked with ice elemental attacks. If you have ice, 1, 2 characters with it, this fight becomes very, very easy. He'll just stand there like a punching bag. If you do not, he is gonna hit you like a truck. And I say that as a healer who was basically just spamming heals the entire fight. First move he does, you can't prevent it. He debuffs everybody against fire by 80%. And then he flies up into the air and drops down and hits the whole field with an AoE. And the closer you are, the harder it hits. The farther you are, it still hits and it still hurts. And if you have people in your multiplayer who are weak and maybe aren't as limit breaked up, then they'll probably die from that one hit. Just out of the gate. Okay, I mean, it can wipe a group. I was with a good group full of limit break people, and it took their health down 3/4 at least, including myself, and I was ready for that attack. Healing through, then you have to just heal through it, and it's a healing battle the whole way through. So with this one, guys, I would recommend, if you're starting up a multiplayer batch, have a slot for a healer or bring a healer yourself. Or, if you're not going to bring in a healer or have a slot for a healer, make sure you have ice elemental weapons. If you do, even if you're doing this one solo and all of your party has ice elemental weapons, it's going to be a pretty easy fight. If you don't, he gets much, much, much more difficult. Anyway, guys, that's what we got going on right now. I have some video footage I'll post up later of me going through the Michael fight with my healer, and that was the fight where people did not bring ice elemental weapons, so it got pretty rough, and I'll show you kind of what he does and when he does it, what to watch out for in his attack patterns. With the Koro fight, honestly, that one's been so easy. I actually haven't recorded that one yet. I'll probably do one of that soon, and we'll post that up online and show you guys what his attack patterns are, if we ever get a chance to see them. Right now, every party I've been with has been so elementally infused with lightning or machine killer, he just dies too quick. The fight never really starts. The only move of his that I can tell you about for sure is the banana peels he drops on the ground that explode. Don't jump into those. But for the most part, I just stand there and just bang on him with my lightning attacks, and everybody else just fries him. So, your mileage may vary. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. Again, definitely go after Evelysse. I know it sucks because it's just after the near banner, but she's worth it. Only healer in the game that can res, and you can just, if you've done multiplayer, you know the potential. As far as Michael, Oh, the weapons. I almost forgot about the weapons. Both of the weapons that are on the banner right now, let me just pull this up really quick. The weapon draws. Okay, both are good weapons. I'm just going to say, they're both good. We got a staff, light elemental damage, damage against machines, pretty good. HP plus 50%, very nice for your... Basically, when these come out, they're tailor-made for the characters that are on the banner, the units that are on the new banner. So this is obviously the one that's meant for Evelysse, and then the gloves are perfect for somebody like Michael. Now, I could also tell you, when I first started the game, the first DPS that I started investing into was Cliff. These gloves cover a lot of his weaknesses. There's not a lot of gloves out there that do fire damage. There's not a lot of things that give him damage against machines. And critical hit chance is very nice for a physical damage dealer. So I like these gloves. Am I going to chase after these gloves? No, I'm not. Unfortunately, no. Both of these weapons, I think, we have staves and we have gloves. I feel very confident you'll be able to get something good if you get Evelysse or Michael. I don't feel like these are worth chasing after because the gems that we would use to chase after these are much better spent chasing after Evelysse. That's all I got to say about that. Anyway, guys, I hope you're having a great one. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Oh, and tell me, actually, how did you do on the New Year banner? Did you manage to get your 2Bs, your A2s? Which weapons did you get? And let me know, do you think Evelysse is worth chasing after, or am I barking up the wrong tree? Let me know that in the comments below, and we will see you next time.